all. I hope you enjoy this pretty background. I finally shucked out the money to resubscribe and pay for this room again. I have to pay for it, so I might as well make use of it. This virtual room, I add to my scheduling and things in this as well. It's not just paying for a room and a picture. But I feel like that's mostly what I pay for it for. But anyway, welcome everyone. I want to say before we start, please subscribe if you want more content like this. I do content where I'm playing games, like to hang out, like to decompress after work, and like to just talk and conversate. I talk about having ADHD and mental health related things as well. And in this video, we will be talking about mental health related things. I want to put out like videos where I'm doing some kind of mental health topic at least once a week, along with playing games and things. I post daily with me playing games, and like I'm playing Final Fantasy IV right now, and also I'm over on Twitch too, so please follow me on Twitch. I want to start a Twitch following so that I can have fun on Twitch. It's fun over there. But yes, please enjoy the music and enjoy the background, and we are going to be talking about cognitive behavioral therapy when used with things like depression and anxiety. Okay, so cognitive behavioral therapy. I'm going to try to relate this to myself and what I've been through. Cognitive behavioral therapy is thoughts lead to feelings, which lead to behaviors. This is important because when I was younger, and when I say younger, I mean like a couple years ago, I had really bad issues with jumping to conclusions about thoughts and things. Where do I start with this? I would make conclusions about people and things. Like I've had situations where people would hurt me, hurt my feelings, and I would make the conclusion that, okay, I can't have close friends. I can't have close friends because no one wants to be a close friend to me. It really affected my thoughts in a deep way. And this way was, I felt like my heart was hardened toward people, and I was like, I was like, I don't need close friends. Yes, I need a social sphere, and I need my social fuel gauged, but I don't need close friends. I just need work and to be a workaholic, and I can get those things through other ways. Like I went into management and I was able to get and I made friends through that, but then that's when I found my closest friend, and now I do have two of my closest friends to date now, and so that broke that spell because I learned that wasn't true. So my point is, because of jumping to conclusions, those thoughts led to those ill feelings, and the behaviors were that I decided that no one wanted to be a close friend of mine. So that's just a basic example. I also had thoughts and feelings where I was like, okay, this one was pretty drastic. I was like, my existence is a joke. I always had an existence issue, and that's what I call it. It's like this issue where I felt like I'd feel such a deep feeling of loneliness where I felt like I was disappearing. So those thoughts led to the feelings of just hopelessness and feelings of disappearing, and my behaviors. I don't know if I would say these are behaviors, but it just led to more thoughts of not wanting to be here. Actions of, thoughts about actions of not wanting to be here doing those things. And trigger warning for anyone who is triggered by this kind of thing. I apologize. This may not be the video for you, but yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about this and applying the cognitive behavioral therapy to any kind of issue, and using examples of ways that I've done that. One thing when it comes to my anxiety, I learned that okay, whenever we have thoughts about the way that people think about us, like thoughts about like, oh, I am paranoid about how so and so perceives me. I'm paranoid about how like I'm looked at in life, and you can't control other people's perceptions. They could be thinking a completely different thought. Like, one thing I learned is people don't much care about like who you are as how do I explain? They don't care about how awkward you are or how how you look, things like that. People care about how you make them feel. Like, I've had people go like, tell me they like me, or tell me, other people tell me like, oh, this person talks so positively about you, and they say, oh, she's a nice person. And I've had clients say that too, and it's because I'm stuttering and awkward over the phone. Like, I do not make any legible sense sometimes. Like, I'm stuttering, I'm awkward, I'm not getting to the point fast enough sometimes, but I still have clients who are like, you're so good to me, and they just like the way I make them feel. They don't, care that I'm making a fool of myself. Maybe some of them do, but generally what I've seen is people like the way you make them feel. They like when you do right by them. So that's a belief I want to dispel here as well. So yeah, like cognitive behavioral therapy, those thoughts of like, oh, I'm an awkward person, and those feelings of, oh, people don't like me, they end up leading to feelings of lowering your self-worth, like doubt towards your self-worth. And I really like cognitive behavioral therapy because it is just so straightforward. And I'm a Christian, so it's very, very biblical too. We believe in taking thoughts captive, taking a thought. And then cognitive behavioral therapy, I remember in class, I watched a video, and sorry if you heard me hit the mic, I want to clarify something. The best way to get this kind of therapy is not through this video. The best way to get this kind of therapy is through seeing an actual therapist in cognitive behavioral therapy who's trained in CBT and trained to guide you through CBT the proper way. I just want to lay down some basics about cognitive behavioral therapy, how I've used it, and my views and perceptions on it. So when you're using cognitive behavioral therapy, I watched a video in class where, a therapist was asking a client questions about thoughts, like things she thought of herself, and herself in response to, the way she thought that others would see her. And she really challenged the thought. She challenged the interesting thing about it is you take the thought and you take it to court. Like, you really take the thought and you examine it. Like, you take it to trial, you take it captive. You're like, who are you? What are you doing here? Is this true? And I can vouch that this is very effective, because even though you feel bad, I've been in a situation, I've been in, like, in my recent bout where I took a day off work because I stopped my medicines and I spiraled. I understood that I was in my head about things, and I understood that things were not as bad as I thought they were. I understood that I was spiraling mentally because of how I felt, and that spiral didn't stop because I knew those things. It stopped because of medication, like helping me stabilize my emotions, but the beliefs, the fact that I was able to take those beliefs captive and not believe them, it really helped me get through that time. And prayer did too. Like, of course, like just prayer where like, I got this impression from the Lord, like, just, it's okay, it's it's really not that big a deal. And that's what cognitive behavioral therapy does. It minimizes that thought, those thoughts, so that your heart can be comforted and so that your feelings can ultimately be minimized. And I want to clarify also by saying that this is not a 1 day thing, this is not a 2 day thing. This is something you have to practice, you have to push back, you have to fight back. That's something I had to tell myself. You have to fight back and you have to push back, because it's not an easy thing. Life is not easy. It's not an easy thing to pick up on. And if you want to get better, you have to choose to go in that direction. Like that, light filled, open the door type direction. So yeah, so you're taking the thought and you're holding it up in court. You're trying to get evidence for it. You're going okay, well, how does it stand? What's the evidence? With the people, thinking that people don't like me. And it's okay, what is your evidence for this? Okay, let's do this person. You think this person doesn't like you. Well, for me personally, I've never really, my reasons for thinking people didn't like me were kind of ridiculous. The thing is, I've had people not like me, but it was very, very, when I say people, I mean one person that I know of who I knew for sure, not that she didn't like me. And now that I think about it, now I'm going to having to use it on myself, because it wasn't that she didn't like me, it's just that her own thoughts about things overshadowed her feelings and consideration for me. And that was a boss. That was my supervisor, who was my CM2, and I told a story about her a couple videos ago. And that was a whole situation, because I was directly under her, and we were both in management, and I was getting in the way of what she wanted to do. That's another story. But anyway, with anxiety, I can take it to court and go okay, what's the evidence? What has this person done? Oh, this person looked at me in this way. It's okay, well, what if that person doesn't even remember that? What if that person was looking at you in that way for a different reason? Because I would make assumptions oh, so-and-so looked at me like I was dumb. And I didn't realize until now, a lot of that, who cares? For one thing, who cares if they did? That's, I'm gonna be honest, that's something that the medication does too. It makes you go I don't care. It minimizes those thoughts. And if you can minimize those things without medications, and you don't have that feelings issue where you lapse and you can't pick, and it's hard to shake the emotion, please do. The medication is hey, I can't cope with life and I can't get through my work day. These are the reasons I take medications. Hey, I could go be in the hospital. Hey, I can't get through my work day. I need to make money. That is the reason that I take medication. But continuing on, oh gosh, said one of my videos was copyright. Why? Okay, continuing on. So I just want people to kind of get the gist of that. It's kind of a simple technique, and it's simple in the way that cognitive behavioral therapy is very simple. It's just thoughts lead to feelings, which lead to behaviors. When you have a thought, you have to take it. You have to take it to contention. I'm sorry, I can't speak. You have to take it to court. You have to use evidence for that thought. The thought where I was okay, no one wants to be my close friend. I jumped to conclusions. Okay, it's where did that thought come from? Oh, it came from these people that I hang out with who, don't talk to me as much as I want them to, and they don't want to be my close friend because they don't really want to hang out. They only want to hang out like once in a blue moon. And it's like, okay, well, why does that mean that, you know, no one wants to be a close friend? Because there are only 2 people in the whole world, and there's a world filled with billions of people, and you haven't met everyone. And it's like, okay, well, if I think I have traits and qualities that maybe make it difficult. I'm kind of moody and things, and it's like, okay, well, but still, are there things that you can change? Are there things that, you know, you need to work on? And if you worked on those things, would you be the kind of person that's like, well, I guess I could, you know? It just leads to that. And a lot of my thoughts were very immature, and that's why I'm making videos like this and doing this channel, because at the time I didn't realize that I had very immature thoughts. So just keep in mind, another thing I want people to keep in mind, jumping to conclusions like that is not mature. It's not mental maturity. I'm not saying people are immature, but it's just not mental maturity to take a thought and then make a whole generalization about it. The thing about that is, it's addicting though. It's very addicting, and it feels good. It really does, because it feels, sometimes you want to feel justified that you're like, the world is against me. Sometimes you really want to feel that way. You really want to, you know, justify that, but it's not true. Like, your situation is just sucks at the moment, even if it's based on your past or your upbringing. Those things are not true. Like, they are not true. So yeah, I'm sorry I lost my train of thought, but I really thought just wanted to record this and do a video on CBT. I have other therapeutic therapeutic tactics I want to give people, want to help people with. I think I want to do another video on CBT and loneliness, and CBT and depression, and things of that sort, and talk more about, you know, go deeper into it. Right now it's kind of just a surface level type introductory video to that, where we're just going to be, you know, I'm going to be introducing like the basics of CBT, and there's a whole worksheet to work through CBT. There's, you know, I'll introduce more, like, you know, journaling and things like that. Just, that's something that I do. Like, when you start writing stuff down, it really does help you to really sort your thoughts out. And if you are at the point where, like, you need to learn about yourself and to identify those triggers, if you are at that point, you need to consider if you do need to be on medications, and you need to really consider it. Like, the way you can gauge it is if, like, for me, like, how hard is it to get through days? How hard is it to get through work days or school days? How hard is it to complete a whole day of work? And if you're at that point, you're probably at the point where, like, I need help. Because I was at that point when, you know, I was going through what I was going through. And you just need to question that and see if you need the help, and go. And I urge everyone to go to therapy, but this channel, it really is just for people who can't afford it, people who don't have the time to go, people who need some extra help and encouragement. And yeah, when it comes to that, like, I really do feel comfortable speaking on it because of, you know, my background, and because of what I've been through, and because of, like, where I am now. Because going from having life and deep thoughts for a long time, every day, every other day, to, like, just up to, like, a couple years ago, not having those thoughts for a long time, like, I literally thought that was my life, and I made conclusions like, I'm never going to escape this, and, this is my life, and there are things, and I have to use it now. Like I get frustrated with the way life is now because of the things I need to be on top of and things that I like doing, but where I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna improve in this way. It's not true. It's not true. I just choose to say it's not true. Like, I don't feel that way. Like, I actually do feel like I'll never improve in different ways because I talked about it before. I make mistakes. I make really dumb mistakes. Or do really dumb things where, like, the water got turned off because I was too lazy to pay the bill, and it took me months to actually prioritize the water bill because I was like, I gotta prioritize that darn water bill. And it got turned off, and then I had to pay it, and then it got turned back on. And it was a simple fix, but if my roommate was here when that happened, I would have felt really bad, but she wasn't. So, or making mistakes, like not reading things all the way through and having to wait like another year to apply for a program I wanted to be in. Like, just things like that. Like, when I keep making mistakes like that, I do feel bad, and it's hard for me to believe, like, okay, I'm gonna change, but I'm just choosing to believe, choosing to just believe out of blind faith, like, I am gonna change. And for me personally, praying about it, because I didn't believe that I would come out of those thoughts that I came out of, and praying about it, and clinging to the Lord and leaning to Him, and my closest friend coming to be my friend, and her helping me, and also just learning things through life and growing and maturing mentally and going through things and finding the right medications, just a miracle to me. I didn't think it could happen, so I just wanted to encourage everyone through this. And if you want more content like this, please subscribe, please like, please follow me on Twitch, because I am doing body doubling on YouTube too, YouTube lives and Twitch lives, body doubling type videos every day, every other day is my plan, where I try to get my life together. And if you need help and encouragement, or you want to, the advantage for me is I don't have a community yet, or I have a very, very small community, so if you come in, you can come in, come out, leave a comment, and make me happy. Stay there, you don't lurk, not say anything, that's fine, and just body double with me. We can just be together, do the things that need to get done for the evening after work, and yeah, thank y'all again. I will see y'all soon, of course, through video gaming and videos like these. Please support this video. I really want to make more, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.